Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial on my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how to do the zoom out transition. Zoom out only. I'll do another video for zoom in if you guys are interested in this one, because zoom in is like completely different to this. Anyways, as long as you have defocus prism, blur mode curves, and pinch and punch, then you'll be fine. So, okay, let's start with defocus prism. So, frame 1 of defocus prism should be 0, 1, and then all of these values. You can pause and see them. If any values are different to this, then change them. And frame 1 should be this. So, click on frame 1, click on the little green plus, add keyframe. Then, at the end of your clip, it should zoom out, so the next clip can zoom out again, and it will be a zoom out transition completed. The first frame should be like that, and the second to last frame should also be identical, because you don't want it to change over the clip. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frames is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames away from the end. Click add keyframe, and it should be the same as keyframe number 1. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keyframes forward, obviously to the very end of the clip, and make the defocus width 0.014 exactly. Now I don't think anything else changes other than that. Yeah, so nothing else changes, so all you need to do is just change the defocus width as long as you have all the other values the same. Now blur mode curves, same as the other one. Frame 1 should be all of these, so Z-dis should be 0.9, which will be a little zoomed in, then 1 is no zoom at all, so 0.9 is a little zoomed in already, which is good for the zoom out transition. All these values should be identical to frame 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, 1 frame less than the other one. You change the values to this 1.5 Z-dist, and I think that's just it. Yeah, you just change the Z-dist, and then last but not least, frame 1 and this should be identical again. 1, 2, 3, 4 frames, 1 less frame than that one, and amount should be 0, horizontal should be 1, vertical should be 1, and click on proportional. Then on this one, minus 0.543. It could probably still look good with minus 0.5 if you don't want to do it identical, of course. But that's it for the zoom out transition. Now shake is completely optional if you want it. I have 1 frame of S shake where it's 0.238, 1.52, and then there's nothing special about the X, Y, Z shake, so you just need to change these values. And then I have a second shake on it, which is 0.476 and 1. Now you don't need to do this, you don't need the shake. I think it's good for the clip and for the transition too, since it's slightly shaking, it's not just completely flat. But you don't need to do it. If you prefer flat and just the zoom out transition, then just no shake, don't add any. And I have magic bullet looks, which just changes the color, it's color correction. And then for the zoom out transition, you want shake first. You want it to, the first frame should be 2.517, and then the frequency should be 2.13, and phase minus 0.71 if that isn't that already, and mode blur length should be 5, and this one is 0.510 and 2.13, so don't change frequency, just the amount. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 frames into the clip. If you make the shake shorter, you're gonna have to make the whole transition shorter, so it's not ideal for like much shorter clips, like 10 frame clips. So it's really up to you how you use that. Now defocus prism. Okay, frame 1 should be 0.014. All of these values are identical to the end values of the previous transition, so it'll be just them but opposite each other. So this is zoomed out to zoom in, so it would be 0.014 and 1, and then 0 completely for defocus prism, and no other values are different. For blur mode curves, it will be 300 Z dist. It won't be 1.5 like the other one, because you want it to be zoomed in. And then 0.9, it will be like the one before, slightly zoomed in. That's all you need to change. Now pinch and punch, you don't change at all on this clip. And then again, I have a second shake, but you don't need it, I don't think, where it's 1.7 and 5, and then 24 frames in. I think it does give the clip a bit more life, in my opinion. And then, you know, 0.476 to 1, 24 frames in. Now, if you look here, the transition from the last clip is identical to this clip. So the only difference with this clip is it has a transition in. So the first clip, we didn't have that transition because it's just it's the first clip, you know, where the edit starts. This is the first transition we use, and then the zoom out into the next clip will look like this. It'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames away. You obviously have the 0 and the 1 for defocus prism. Then you'll have 0.014 like before, and all of these will be completely identical to the last one. So the Z dist for the blur mode curves will be 1.5 on the last frame, but 5 frames before that it'll be 0.9. So it'll be, and same for the pinch and punch. It'll be minus 0.543, and then here it will be 0. And this will make the whole transition come together, and it'll look good. Okay, this is like a sneak peek of it, but obviously my Sony Vegas is very laggy, so please understand. Okay, now this is optional, completely optional, but in my opinion, I think it completely changes an edit. If you want it to look better than that, then copy this clip where you have your first transition and paste it over the first clip. So you have 2 identical clips over each other, and then just save, make sure your thingy doesn't crash, then click on event pan and crop, then make sure the first frame is as you normally would have it, then go 8 frames in, and I'd say zoom in like about this much. You could do a bit more if you want, but it's up to you. And then at the very last frame, you want it to zoom in throughout the whole thing, so you just zoom in a little bit more, but obviously not too much, and this will make the ghost effect essentially. So the ghost effect looks a little like this. I like to keep it around 50%, and then you just fade out. You fade out from the right to the left. The ghost effect looks like this. It's really hard to show because my Sony Vegas is very laggy, but you should have seen the ghost effect previously at the start of the video. Now, to make it more visible, what you could do is increase the opacity. Again, this is all preference, but I really like having the ghost effect on the first clip of an edit. I do think it makes edits look better. So that is everything. That was the zoom out transition, and if you guys want the zoom out to zoom in transition tutorial or the zoom in to zoom in transition, just comment let me know, and I will make a video on it. This was just zoom out to zoom out, so all the transitions you'll do will just be zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. I do think it looks very good doing that. It could look better if you zoom out, zoom in, so just comment and let me know if you guys want that. Thank you for watching my video, and goodbye.